Ya me queda uno. Vale. Quito, quito. Joseph. ¿Dónde está? Vale.
12 metros, abierto, 10, 8, pego.
Official warm-up next in 10 minutes. Official warm-up next in 10 minutes.
Voy. Sí.
Vale, Adolfo, te vienes abierto, 12 metros. Vale, 9, 7, pego.
Mía.
Vamos, Nico, que estoy bueno, vale.
Joseph, ahí te va. Yo. Oh. ¿Cómo la pisó?
Javi, tienes un balón ahí adelante. Javi.
¿Cómo la pisó a Costa?
Se me ocurrió, pero vamos, bajé un balón que no pensaba coger.
Javi.
Tiene bola.
Vale.
Déjala.
Muy buena, Pedro.
¡Qué buena, Pedro!
Tengo una bola ahí. Está bien, Tito.
Vale, va, bien, vale.
Tito. Hola. Javi.
Toma.
Vale, atentos. Encima de Perú.
Se ha ido.
Espérate aquí, Javi. ¿Me quedo aquí yo? Porque habrá que hacer arco ahora. Sí, pues llevar el balón. Toma. Toma.
Thank you.
Nos colocamos. Misma valla y no.
Moro, aquí hay otro, te la paso cuando llegues. ¡Pito! ¡Pito! ¡Ahí se abre! ¡Otra, Fito! ¿Y qué hago yo con ella? ¿Nos ha gustado entonces mi pase?
Arrancamos.
Estoy.
Conducción y paso al compañero.
Estoy.
Preparados. ¿Listos? ¡Va!
Estoy.
Estoy.
Sí, sí.
Justo centro y pego. Javi. Vámonos. Buena. Vale, Javi. 7 metros. Busca pie palo. Piso y al largo. Venga, pego. Voy. Vale, voy 6 metros. Va, uso centro. Me voy 9, 7 y pego. Va. Niño temporita. Viene Joseph. 7 metros. Pie palo. Centro y pego. Más rápido está el movimiento. Vale, niño 9. 7 y pego. Buena, Miguel. Vamos a otro. 7 metros. Llega primer palo. Busco centro. En 6 y pego. Buena, va. Vale, Iván. Vamos a 8.
Estoy.
Vale, Pelú. Vamos, 7 metros, 8. Busco centro, vengo 7, centrado, pego.
Estoy, Moro.
Voy a 8, 10.
Estoy, Moro.
8,
Estoy.
centrado y pego. Vale, voy. 8 metros, centrado y pego. Vale. Vale, Javi, 7 metros, un ladito. Vale, bien buscado. Vale, niños, 8 metros, centrado, pego.
Balón.
Vale, José, te la dan.
Ah, yo sé.
José. Vale, José. 7, 8, busco centro y pego. Vamos, Iván.
Estoy.
Cambiamos de valla.
¿Estoy en el corner?
Estoy.
Estoy yo en el corner. Va.
Atento, voy. Ataque balón. Va. Tienes a 7, centro. Y pego. Polunga. 7 y pego. Paulinho, me salgo. 10 metros. 8, 7, pego cruzado. Buena, que bien. Vale, Javi, aguanta. Chicos, dejad de colocármela un poquito y me empieza a pegar. Vale, pegar es que no sale. Pegar ahora, una ronda.
Hello and welcome back to our coverage of the IBSA Blind Football European Championships 2017. We are indeed on day 5, we are indeed on game 3, and we are indeed in a situation where Spain know they've got to win this game. Alongside me is Peter Selby, my name's Alan Marsh, and we'll be taking you through the action here on the 5th day. This is the afternoon session, 2 games to come. Let's take a look at the group standings as they are currently at the moment. And just before they come up, Pete, it really is that simple for Spain. This is such a tough group that games against Belgium and Georgia are the must-win ones.
Yeah, they've really got to win this game. We can see Group A is very tight. It's Group B where today's game really affects. Belgium 3 points so far after beating Georgia. But Belgium, they will be expecting a real tough tie against Spain, and Spain have already had a good 0-0 draw against Russia, and if they're going to try and finish probably behind Russia, then they really do need 3 points today. If they do, then they'll join alongside Turkey, and it will mean their remaining game between those two sides will be very, very tight indeed. It will all come down to that one game, and well, you can see that they are currently 5 goals behind as well. So, for example, if Spain win today by 5 goals to 0, then they will be just above Turkey on the same goal difference.
So plus 11 goal difference at the moment. At the top of the table, you just saw our camera getting hit by a stray ball. They are powerful, powerful people, these footballers, and the balls are a lot heavier. We'll talk about the balls a little bit later on with Pete. England leading Group A then, and they are our final game of the evening. They're taking on Italy. If you're just joining us and you were tuning in at this time yesterday, England were playing a game that was viewed by 1.2 million people plus on Facebook alone. So England definitely worth watching. England, Germany, France, Italy is how it stands at the moment. France with a 0-0 draw against bottom side Romania a little bit earlier on really has changed the complexion of Group A once again. Germany and Italy now in the chase against England. Italy will be desperate for 3 points tonight, and that would put 3 teams on 6 with a game for England versus Germany. Now let's have a look at the results of these 2 teams so far in this competition. And it's a win and a draw for Spain. It's a defeat and a victory for Georgia. We thought at the beginning of this competition Belgium might throw a 3 surprises up here, Pete. If they can throw one up tonight, they're back in this.
Yes, they're perfectly capable of doing so. I think the 7-0 defeat to Turkey is more from the good play of Turkey than a poor display from Belgium, known as the Blind Devils are Belgium. They beat Georgia in a messy encounter, 5 goals to 0. Spain, a convincing 8-0 victory against Georgia, as you would expect, a team who got through to the last stages of Rio last year. And then a 0-0 draw against the powerful Russians, who John Pugh, the England coach, said to us only a few hours ago that he thinks Russia are the favourites for this title. So that's a good point there against the Russians. Spain will expect to beat Belgium, and like I said, if they do, then it means that they will go above Turkey. And, well, their final game is against Turkey, and if they do win by 5-0, or they do have a goal difference of +13, the same as Turkey at the moment, it throws up all sorts of possibilities for that final group game, and it could be really tight. It's going to be really tight in Group A, but Group B, it could be down to goal difference.
So excitement in both groups as we head towards the final day of 4 game days. That's tomorrow. We've got 2 more tonight, 4 tomorrow in these group stages. So make sure you're tuning in to watch all of the action. Now, over the last 5 years, IBSA, along with their partners, have been funded by UEFA, and they've been running projects for those 5 years. The last year's project has been trying to get more female participants into the sport. In Vienna, not long ago, there was in fact a tournament and a training session held, not just for players but for officials as well. We spoke to one of the female officials who's actually made her international debut here in this tournament. We caught up with her earlier on today. The other day we caught up with Belgian player Doyen Cornelius, who made her debut here and history indeed as she comes out onto the field as a substitute against Turkey in their opening game. We caught up with her to ask her how that felt. So here I am with Doreen. You made history yesterday, because everybody believes you're the first female player to take part in an IBSA B1 international competition. Are you nervous at all coming on? There was a great reception from the crowd.
Yeah, it was awesome, but at that point I wasn't nervous because it was already 6-0. So, and I was very much in the game. So it was mostly after the game that I was feeling so grateful for the public being so enthusiastic about it.
There's been, over the last year, a big project from IBSA to try and involve more female footballers in the sport. What would you say to any young females, or even females of your similar age? What would you say to them about getting involved?
I would really want to encourage them, because blind football is such an amazing sport, and that they shouldn't be scared that at this moment is mostly a male world. I think that in the upcoming years there's gonna be more females included, and just go ahead and go for it. That's all.
What was your inspiration? Why did you get involved?
Well, I was once at the demonstration of the local Brussels blind football club, and that was just such an amazing experience, because yeah, there are other sports for blind people, but none of them are so cool as this one. So
who is your inspiration in football, whether it be blind football or football in general? Who would be your inspiration?
My inspiration, I think I would say Romelu Lukaku, who played before with Anderlecht, because I'm actually part of the Anderlecht club, and I was already a fan before I played blind football.
Big thank you to coming and doing this interview with us, and we wish you all the best for the rest of the tournament.
Thank you.
So there we go. Doreen Cornelius, who takes a place in the starting, in the team today. And you can see Pete is holding aloft here one of the jerseys that was worn in that training camp and tournament in Vienna earlier on this year. In fact, the title of the tournament, or even written in Braille on the shirt as well. Right, what else have we got coming up today for you to get excited about? Let's take a look at what's coming up this evening.
Yes. Set teams in 5, 4, 3, go track. Set teams.
So Italy against England at 7:30 local time, but right now the teams are in the tunnel for Belgium and Spain. So we'll head back down to the pitch, and we will also head over to our commentary box, Jonathan Bell and Peter Selby.
Thank you very much, Alan. Good afternoon. Welcome back to Berlin. This is game 3 of the day, and probably the biggest game that we have had yet. Spain looking to assert their dominance in Group B, the group of death it was branded coming in to these championships, and it's proven exactly why so far. The Spaniards finishing third in 2015, currently joint second in Group B on 4 points. Taking on a Belgian side who got their maiden win of these championships last time out against Georgia. That was a 5-0 win under the floodlights here on Sunday. They had a rest yesterday and they are back for more action today as well. Both sides lining up either side of the halfway line at the moment, facing the near side where myself and Pete Selby are positioned in the commentary box, and we await the national anthems of the two teams. The first one you will hear will be that of Spain.
Wir beginnen mit Spanien.
Well, if Belgium playing this game as well as they can sing their national anthem, they'll certainly have a good expectation going into this match, but it certainly won't be easy for them, taking on a Spain team who are very much expected not just to progress from Group B, but to win the tournament as a whole. Let's have a gander then at how the two teams line up, starting off with Belgium. William Secchi comes in for the starting jersey ahead of Adrien Bonnet, who started their last game in the 5-0 onslaught against Georgia. Also starting is David Dortu, the number 4. He will wear the captain's armband for Belgium. Number 7, Jean-Michel Bertenschaps, and number 9, Kevin Vandervoort, both on the score sheet last time out as well. As for Spain, it was a blank fired in their last game in the 0-0 draw against Russia. Not too much in the way of changes for them though in this one. Pedro Gutierrez starting in goal for them. Ivan Lopez, Adolfo Costa, Yusuf Al-Adawi, the Spanish captain, and Javier Munoz complete the starting 5 for a Spain team currently situated on 4 points and with a bit of pressure on their shoulders as well. Turkey absolutely rampant last time out. They were in their win over Georgia, that 10-2 win, of course, that we had yesterday. And, well, the baton is now back in the hand of Spain, who have an opportunity to send out a message of intent to the rest of Group B. It was branded before the tournament, Pete, as the group of death, and it certainly has lived up to that expectation.
Yeah, if Spain get 3 points here, then they will then leapfrog Turkey into second place. And as I mentioned to Alan before the game, if they get a goal difference of +5 in this game, they'll be level on goal difference as well. So basically that will come down to the head-to-head against Turkey to see who finishes in second place behind Russia, presuming that Russia beat Georgia, which Russia beat Belgium, sorry, that you'd expect that they will. So it could be very close. Let's listen in for the coin toss.
La pelota o el campo, el simbolito es la pelota, ¿vale? Ha salido el campo. Okay. Thank you. Good game. Referee.
So there we have the two sets of players making their way towards their respective benches before this one gets underway.
So the two teams on the far side, and you can see there the officials. And when a decision is made on the field, then the officials on the field will go to the halfway line and then shout over and explain to the officials bench what the decision is. Then they'll indicate, say it's for either a trip or a push or a pull or no voice shouted. And they'll give the appropriate amount of fouls for the person or for the team.
And of course, we mentioned the Belgium team. They are missing this man on your screen now with the shades on here. Alexander Vespers, suspended after 2 yellow cards in that victory against Georgia. A slight blot in their copybook as far as that game was concerned. And he misses out today after that red card in the 34th minute of it. He is their joint top scorer as well on 2 goals. They will certainly miss him in this one, as Belgium will be defending in this first half to our left, Spain to our right in their red shirts, blue shorts and red socks, kicking from right to left, and Belgium in their sky blue shirts, black shorts and sky blue socks. And also on their sky blue shirts they have horizontal stripes of black, then yellow, then red.
Yeah, it's going to be Spain to kick us off. We'll give you a guide through the first few minutes of the sport of blind football, and what an amazing sport it is. The ball, actually, if we just focus on that for the meantime, it is a size 4 football, so 11-a-side football played with a size 5, so it's 1 step smaller, and it has a number of ball bearings in a UFO-shaped disc. That's on the inside of the ball, and that makes a rattling sound, very similar, actually, say, to a baby's rattle or musical instrument type rattling device, and that's the noise that the players are following. Now the goalkeepers are obviously fully sighted. They also can tell the defenders in the final third of the field. The pitch is split into thirds with a broken line at either side of the halfway line, and the goalkeepers can advise the defenders, and there is a coach behind the goal they're attacking, and they can of course advise the attackers. Now the players do have to shout voy at all times. That basically means I am here, and if you don't shout voy and you collide with someone, then you will be given away a foul. So you could be running at someone with the ball and you collide, don't shout voy, and you could be given away a foul. Here goes Acosta straight downfield and runs into Vandervoort, the big number 9 for Belgium. Nothing given, and that runs out of play for a goal kick. So yeah, voy very important. There will be accidental collisions in blind football. It's just the nature of the sport, but if you've not let the opponent know where you are, then it will be a foul. Turning well is Bertichon, the skillful midfielder for Belgium. Tackled though well by El Hadaoui. He comes over to our near left-hand side. He tries to switch play over to the right. It's unsuccessful. He goes beyond that broken line, so into the attacking third, the Belgium third. And now he attempts to crossfield pass over to Alfredo Acosta. Tall player with a white distinctive headband on, and he's being forced back to the halfway line. Belgium at the moment just struggling to get to halfway. Here's the youngster Christoph Elde, and Elde gets beyond halfway, but again just struggling to get control of the ball. You'll be amazed by the control these players have once they're in possession of the ball, and then they'll really showcase their dribbling skills, and then once they get near the goal, they'll attempt to score past the sighted keepers. Here goes El Hadaoui again, showing off his control down the right. Right-footed shot into the back of the net. What a goal for Spain. And their number 10 and captain, Youssef El Hadaoui. A right-footed thunderbolt from the right-hand side of the attacking third. It's only taken just over a minute for Spain to go 1-up in this vital Group B clash here in Berlin at the IBSA Blind Football European Championships. 1-0 Spain.
Second goal of the tournament for the Spanish skipper, and he really got William Secchi there flailing away to his right-hand side. He could not stop that rocket into the corner, and it's a nightmarish start for Belgium, and Spain doing exactly what the doctor ordered and also what their coach ordered, Jesus Baguera Martinez. Wonderful stuff from the Spaniards as Belgium attack down the right-hand side. First time they've crossed the halfway line. They tried to get to the byline with Jean-Michel Bertenchamp, but it goes out of play for a Spanish ball. Thrown towards the right-hand side, just over halfway, and Acosta bundling his way down the right-hand side. He's got massive feet, has Acosta. He plumps the ball out towards the left side of the area. El Adawi fell into control this time, but he's certainly a man hungry for more. Worving his way round in a wide arc towards the central position. It squirms out to the right, and Acosta, who's next to the kickboard. Just behind him is Jean-Michel Bertenchamp, and he actually dispossesses Acosta, forces it towards the edge of the defensive zone. Ivan Lopez battling now with Bertenchamp, but he's really got a spring in his step. Has the Belgian number 7 going round the left-hand side of the Spanish half, but coming away with it now is Munoz. Over halfway, just right of centre, tentatively striking over halfway. To the right now is Acosta. Getting in his way is Dorfu, who's facing his own goal here. Vandervoort helping out on the edge of the area, but he's not much use at the moment. They're both tackling each other, and in the end, it goes out for a Spain corner on the right-hand side, and this is exactly the sort of start that Spain would have wanted in this game.
Yeah, Acosta is going to take the corner on the right-hand side. Him of the white headband fame. An amazing start for Spain. If you look at the score on your screen, you can see Belgium 0, España 1, and below them there's 5 discs, currently in grey. They signify the team fouls, and nice and easy. Once a foul has been committed and it goes against the team, then the referee will come to the near side and signify a team foul. You'll add 5 in a half. Any more than that, it will result in an 8-metre penalty. Here goes Acosta. Doesn't get very far, stopped by the big number 9, Vandervoort, who just clears his lines. Anywhere will do for Belgium at the moment, under siege in his first 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Good play by Spain, switching over to the left, and El Hadawi, who scored that cracker around about a minute ago. He's out tussled by a couple of defenders for Belgium, who are struggling just to get control. And then again Vandervoort just says, let's get it out of our own third. He only finds the tall Ivan Lopez, and even though he's very tall and a defender, possesses lovely control. Good pass to Acosta on the right. Acosta towards the centre. Now a chance for a left-footed shot, and it's the second for Spain. It's the first for Acosta, but Spain double their lead, and it was all too easy. Just drifted in from the right across the edge of the D. A left-footed shot past the keeper, who didn't move. A super start for Spain.
Well, I worry for Belgium in this game, Pete. It's a nightmarish start, as I said after the first one. Same exactly can be said for the second. And the paint in between the last game that we had on this pitch and this game, it's been redone so that the yellow lines are even brighter and bolder for the officials to see. But at the moment, it is Belgium that are struggling to get a hold on this surface. Jean-Michel Bertenchamp, right-hand side for Belgium, who kick from left to right. They have it on the near side towards our right position. He's been forced up towards the board at the moment. And it's Ivan Lopez trying to tackle him. Bertenchamp gets towards the edge of the area. Acosta just outside his box will try and stride away with it. And now he runs down the right-hand side. He goes down belatedly, but nonetheless it is a free kick in Spain's favour. And actually there it's Bertenchamp who's come out worse off, currently on his knees on the ground. And well, he may need a bit of treatment here, Bertenchamp, slowly getting back to his feet again. So it'll be a free kick for Spain, dead central inside their own half. And standing over the ball is Ivan Lopez, the number 4, the tall number 4. He's just behind Munoz. So it's a first team foul of the game by Belgium. And it is the Spaniards who have a free kick just inside their own half.
Yeah, you can see that a new cross has just been put below Spain's score of 2. So that's the first of 5 against Spain. Good ball into the D. Well controlled by El Hadawi, and then a push on Acosta, none given. It was more of a collision, but both players shouted void, so it's accidental. These things happen in blind football, and nothing was given by the experienced referee on that far side. That's Francois Coquelin of France. And he's seen an awful lot of blind football in his time. One of the best referees in the world. Here comes Acosta with a slalom run into the D once again, and just misses his kick at the vital stage. Runs out for another goal kick to the shell-shocked Belgium team at the moment, and if they've got any chance of getting through, they will need to win this game quite convincingly as well. I think the goalkeeper's just complaining he's got a problem with his left arm, and it was noticeable with the second goal. He didn't really make a movement to try and save it away to his left, so there could be a substitution here for Belgium. They have a problem with their goalkeeper, and William Siachi is now being led to the near side. So a noticeable problem, and it was strange. I said on commentary at the time the goalkeeper never moved, but looked like he was injured. So he can be changed. There can be 6 substitutions per half. They are rolling subs, so you can come off and then come back on.
So the goalkeeper on the far side, just taking on some fluids here, and he's taken off his gloves as well. Of course, William Secchi is the one starting today for Belgium, but Adrian Bonnat started in their match against Spain. Against Georgia the other night. Of course, it's Spain that they're facing today, and they're not really succeeding at the moment at all. 2-0 to Spain in this match, and they are very much the better out of the 2 teams so far. So a slight stop in proceedings. He's actually taken off his jersey on the bench on the far side is William Secchi, and he might need to come off the pitch, get some more treatment. There's an ice pack being applied to his left arm at the moment, his left shoulder, and not a good sight this for Belgium. Not about him having his top off, but of course him being off the pitch.
The thing is, if they can't bring, if they've got a full substitutes bench of outfield players, then they can bring the coach from behind the goal to go in goal, because obviously he would be fully sighted. So what will happen there is obviously it will take a little bit of time for the player to actually then, the coach to get sorted. They might just be having a bit of a, not an official timeout, because you do have 1 timeout per half, but they're just taking a little bit of time, just seeing whether a bit of ice will mean that the player can then carry on. But that would be the case. If a team has a bench full of outfield players and they don't have a goalkeeper, but the goalkeeper, you can see, just to get himself sorted, then obviously they can put their coach in goal. It doesn't have to be the manager, it can just be the coach behind the goal. But there has actually been a number of teams in this tournament who have named a full bench of outfield players. But just give you the standing currently in Group B. So Spain do go on and win this game. They will then go into 2nd place ahead of Turkey by a point. And those 2 play off in the final game of Group B. And essentially, if Spain win that, they will then go through into the semi-finals. The top 2 go through. And of course, if they are ahead by a point, also a point will do. So very important for Spain if they do win today. So it just means if they don't lose to Turkey, they will then go through probably behind Russia, who will then be playing Belgium in their final game. And they will play the winners, probably Spain, of Group A. And that's currently England at the moment. So here's the standings. So Spain will end up on 7 points after this game. And then it'll be a case of playing against Turkey. You'd imagine that Russia will probably rack up more goals against Belgium. But very tight. And any of those 3 really can still, or any of Spain and Turkey can still go through. And there's only 4 minutes gone in this game, so maybe we're just counting our chickens of a Spanish victory a little bit too early. But at the moment, it's all one way. Can't really remember the goalkeeper of Spain making a save. Long ball forward from the left-back position for Spain, over to the right, and that comes out of play. And you can use the kickboards on the side to play the ball off, similar to that you might have done in a sports hall when playing a bit of 5-a-side football. They are slightly arched away from the players, lent away, just to give them a bit of cushioning as they go into the balls. They can run at full pace sometimes, and obviously if they were 90 degrees vertical, it would be very painful indeed. It still is quite. Here's Lopez in the centre circle, moving away from Bertichon to the right in front of the dugouts. Goes back inside his own half, under no pressure at all now. Spain 2-0 up after 5 minutes of this first half, 20 minutes each way, and the time does stop every time the ball either goes out to play or an infringement occurs or a substitution. So the halves can take a lot more than 20 minutes. Ball rolls through for the currently unemployed Pedro Gutierrez. He's not had a lot to do at all. He might as well just take a nice little breaking goal for Spain. Here comes Christoph Elde down the right. He's still inside his own half, the Belgium youngster. Now he ventures into Spanish territory. Tackled by El Hadawi. He scored a fantastic opener, and he's going once again straight down through the heart of the Belgian team into the D. Just misses his kick at the final second, and that's a theme that you'll see quite often in blind football. Lovely slalom run, and then obviously they get the call from the coach behind the goal to say have a strike now, and they get a little bit flustered and then just miss their kick. But a lovely dribble by Al Hadawi, and he's doing it again, stopping inside the centre circle. Now he stops and starts, throwing the scent off the opposition, shoots from distance. Good save by the keeper. That's his first real meaningful save. He's done well to hold on to that and just pops the ball over halfway. Intercepted again by Lopez. Everything's sticking to Lopez's feet at the moment in the heart of the defence. Well, we know who this is with the white headband. It's Acosta, who's going the wrong way at the moment, and he goes back, and it's a foul by Bertichon, so it will be a free kick, and you can see the sportsmanship, which is on evidence virtually through every single game. Lovely slalom run here, the replay of Al Hadawi, and the ball was just slightly behind him actually. Normally it's too far in front of the players when they're just about to take the shot, and there's the injured goalkeeper, William Zeki, and I think he's going to be back on the field of play. So a free kick to Spain. It's deep inside their own half. Belgium with their second team foul. Remember, they're allowed 5, any more than that. And they'll have a penalty, Spain, from the 8-metre mark.
So, as Pete said, second team foul of the game, and it's the Spaniards coming forward just over halfway, checking back inside again, then playing a low diagonal ball towards the right-hand side, searching for Acosta, but he goes too far in front of him and out of play for a Belgian ball thrown out to the right-hand side of Bertichon, the only player wearing the Belgian sky blue who looks likely to create anything for them at the moment. But he's dispossessed by Costa, who marauders down the right-hand side past 2 defenders, gets towards the edge of the goal area, but the goalkeeper can comfortably come and claim Bonnier, who throws it towards the left-hand side on the halfway line. Bertichon naturally running inside. He's got a real physical battle on his hands here. Bertichon is a lot smaller than the Spanish defenders, and he's really getting out-battled, and he's not really keeping up with play. And the El Hadawi down the left-hand side scampers in towards the area, left for a shot, and it goes into the far corner of the net. What a majestic finish that was from the captain, who has really shown everybody in this stadium what he can do in the first 7 minutes of this match. The Belgians are stunned, but Elmer Amadi is absolutely loving it. Lovely finish into the far corner, and then actually nestled in behind the back stanchion of the framework of crossbar and post. Great strike, great goal, 3-0.
Yeah, very similar to the second goal by Acosta, but this time it was Al Hadawi with his second, drifting in from the right over to the left and then creating that angle. Is he going to go near post, far post? He went far post, and it's 3-0 to Spain after only 7 minutes, and Spain are really sending the message out here to the opposition teams by beating a decent Belgium side by these 3 goals very early on. Al Hadawi again going himself over the halfway line, stops, goes back to the halfway line, inside his own half now, being well tracked by Bertichon, who's keeping with him, but a little change of direction works for El Hadawi, who just releases Acosta down the left. Good interception by David Dortu, the captain of Belgium, inside his own half, but very persistent is Acosta. Lovely back heel through towards Bertichon, but just comes off a Spanish boot, and it will be a corner to Belgium. First real meaningful attack for Belgium, so we'll have to find out in the next few minutes what happens with this corner, if they can make it pay, and if they're going to get back into this game. I do fear for Belgium at the moment. I think they'll have to get back into this game very shortly, because at the moment it's just not working for them. They're taking off Christoph Elde and coming onto the field is the Belgium number 3 and the oldest player in the tournament, Said Salek. Good player as well, many years been around the international scene. Said Salek, he's going to play defensively. So off goes number 2, on comes number 3, Said Selek. Here's Vandervoort, chance for a shot from a right-hand angle, and it goes wide of the near post, and not the greatest corner routine in the world. Throw out by the Spanish keeper Gutierrez down the right-hand side. Gutierrez actually has replaced Rodriguez in goal, who was injured in their last game after making a number of important saves. Here goes Acosta again, drifting from the right to the left, across in a diagonal motion to the left corner. El Hadawi just wrestling Bertichon off the ball, comes off Bertichon's heel, and it will be a Spanish corner. And there's going to be another substitution, this time for Spain. Coming off will be, off will be number 4, and that's Ivan Lopez. And coming onto the field will be number 5, and that is for Spain, Messias Gonzalez.
Yeah, just on the right of the screen at the moment, the blonde-haired official, Julia Cabal, the first ever female referee at an international blind football tournament. She refereed earlier on today in the game between Georgia and Russia. It was a great win for the latter by 11 goals to 1. El Hadawi, central position on a hat-trick at the moment. We've only played 8 minutes. He's on the right-hand side now, tussling away at the moment with Said Selek, who is the oldest player at these championships, turns 50 on New Year's Day. El Hadawi with the captain's armband on his left arm. Dead central, begins to come forward, goes for a shot from distance. Why not? It took a deflection off Bertichon there, and it goes behind for a corner on the far side for Spain. Adolfo Acosta's currently on the ground, just getting help from the referee back up again. I think that there may have been a problem with one of those huge trainers of his, but nonetheless, he's able to get back up and take that corner on the right-hand side. Just behind him is the substitute Gonzalez, who will lay it in front of Acosta to be able to charge into the penalty area, perhaps get a second goal of the game for him, will perhaps set up a 4th of the game for Spain. So it's taken on the right-hand side. Acosta ordering his way towards the edge of the penalty area. Bertichon, who's the only one really for Belgium so far, who can really hang his head with pride. Battles away towards halfway, and he has possession now. Munoz tackles behind him. Munoz, a very underrated Spanish defender, and he's the one coming forward over halfway now as well. Nice bit of work from him with the ankle strapping around just under the shin area. It's El Hadawi, left-hand side. He's got Selek in his back. Selek, a very bustly player, physical towards the halfway line, and El Hadawi is forced. Belgium just retreating and staying inside their defensive zone, and Spain have it inside their defensive zone, so can comfortably bring the ball forward, more or less at walking pace there, with Munoz with hands on his hips before he started this surging run down the right-hand side, past 2 players, goes for a tame shot, and that is why he's playing in defence.
Yeah, what a run by Munoz, a really determined individual. Long throw out again by the goalkeeper for Belgium, picked up well by El Hadawi. Here he goes again, past the broken line, right-hand side, stops, shoots with his right foot, flashes past the right-hand upright, and that's going to be a corner now. If this came off the keeper, that's a cracking save. It might have just taken a deflection on the way through. We'll hopefully get a replay of that. What an effort by El Hadawi. The power generated, really caught the ball sweetly, and that's been a cornerstone of this Spanish 3-0 lead already. It's the Christmas in which they've actually struck the ball. Many goals either. Look at this. That's a good save, that is. Tipping it around the corner. But again, a lot of power put into that shot. And the goals, which I'll mention shortly, this corner's just been taken and the goalkeeper can't come out of his square, but Vandervoort does ever so well. Stops on the edge of his D. It might have been better just to play the ball out of danger. He's going to have to try and turn his man and maybe hook it clear. Yes, he does. Over to his near side. So it's just out of immediate danger. The goals have been increased before this tournament, the size of the goals, 66 centimetres. Here goes Bertichon on a run down the left for Belgium, up to the edge of the D. Yeah, 66 centimetres wider than they were before. That's going to be a corner. The goalkeeper can't come out of that 2-metre square. If he does and touches the ball, it will be an automatic penalty. So yeah, the goals have been extended in width. 66 centimetres, an awful lot, and 33 centimetres higher. So this is the first international tournament where these new sized goals will be in effect, and it's brought an awful lot of action. And as you can see, the scoreline, Spain 3, Belgium 0 inside this first 10 minutes. The corner to Belgium on the left. Number 9, Vandervoort, getting towards the centre, but just gets crowded out by a number of defenders. Acosta's a really good player. Look at that, he's stolen the ball already. and he's going to try and lead out a counter-attack. He's over halfway. Vandervoort does well, though. He sticks with him, and I think this might be another corner, this time at the other end of the field, and for Spain. If you've got any questions regarding the sport of blind football, then please follow us on Twitter and let us know what your question is through Twitter. Follow us at Euro 2017 Berlin. At Euro 2017 Berlin. I know a lot of people back home in the UK are following us, and what they're saying, it's really good because when they're at work they can just log in every now and again and see the scores and the goals go through on their Twitter timeline. And if they've got any questions, just ask us a question using the hashtag #TheSoundOfFootball, hashtag #TheSoundOfFootball, and ask us any questions about the tournament or indeed the sport of blind football. We'll try and answer as many as we can on air. Right, here's a counter for Belgium, straight downfield from Bertichon. It was a terrible corner routine by Spain. They've got themselves in a bit of a pickle now. Bertichon with the ball, but he's the only man forward for Belgium. If they want to get back into this game, they're going to have to throw caution to the wind and throw a few more players forward. For example, number 9, Vandervoort, he's standing on the edge of his own D at the moment. Normally he's standing on the edge of the opponents. He's wearing number 9. And on the far side, the ball is moving. If it does get stuck stationary against the kickboard, then the refs can intervene. It's well tackled by Said in the midfield area. This is Gonzalez. Gonzalez approaching the broken line, which signifies the 3/3 of the field. It's going to be a corner to Spain. Yeah, the broken line. That's what we're referring to in commentary. When they cross it, it means they're approaching the D. It gives an indication, of course, if you're listening to this commentary, if you have visual impairment or if you are fully blind and you're listening to this commentary, it means obviously they'll be approaching the opposition goal, not quite towards the D. And this commentary is audio description, so it's a little bit more descriptive than you would have maybe for TV 11-a-side football, or maybe your radio coverage of your favourite football team. It's audio description, which basically means we're trying to build the big picture. So if you can't see the stream that you're currently watching because of a visual impairment, or you're actually listening to this commentary inside the stadium, it's building a big picture, and it means that you can enjoy this match a whole lot more. Anyway, corner to Spain on the right-hand side.
And it will be Martin dribbling his way towards the edge of the penalty area. He's got 3 sky blue shirts, absolutely kicking him to bits there, Martin. Still going away. Now the Belgians are turning on themselves. It's really getting a bit ugly at the back for them at the moment. Martin trying to get the ball and locate it towards the right corner. He loses track of it though as he rebounds off the kickboard, and it goes out for a Belgian ball. Thrown forward by Bonyard, the substitute goalkeeper, towards the right-hand side of Bertichon, charging down the right-hand side, goes past 2 Spanish players, then gets towards the edge of the area. It comes off his right foot last, and it goes out for a Spain throw from the goalkeeper, thrown by Gutierrez towards the right. And now it's Guerra. Guerra slowly approaches the halfway line and then goes towards the attacking zone. Right on the broken line, goes on the outside, right-hand side, toe poke with the right foot towards the near post, and it goes wide, and Belgium will restart play with their goalkeeper, who is Adrien Bonyard, all in yellow, and he's got a grey headband as well with a bit of a blonde ponytail at the back. Angled ball forward over the halfway line to the left. Bertichon now coming in field. Bertichon, right-hand side. He's got a man on his back. He's actually got 3 Spanish players to beat if he does turn away from Gonzalez. Gonzalez forcing him into a bit of a dark alleyway here towards the kickboard, and the referee is just making sure that the players are about to move the ball away from that position. Bertichon making sure the ball is far from stationary as he darts towards the far side, but a good interception from Munoz, who gallops down the right wing, tries to locate the ball, eventually does so in front of the Belgian coaches, and then checks back towards halfway. In fact, he runs into Guerra, but it does mean now Guerra has possession and can give a bit of calm for the Spanish defence. He plays it to the left-hand side of Martin. Martin trying to get his 5th goal of these championships. All 4 of his previous goals came in that first game against Georgia, an 8-0 thrashing that was. It could be that sort of thing here as well. The way that Spain have started this game, that sort of result is definitely on the cards. Guerra on the right-hand side, trying to get into the offensive zone. Vandervoort bundling his way towards halfway, stands on the ball. Surprised he didn't burst it there as he put his big right foot on it. And then it's Guerra fighting back for it on the halfway line. It's prodded back now towards Gonzalez, just outside the defensive zone. The Spanish coach is just saying calm, calm, and you can see he's just slowly tempering with the ball on the edge of his own broken line. In fact, he's just zigzagging harmlessly towards the halfway line. Now he starts an attack. He plays it towards the left-hand side as the sunshine comes out here in Berlin. Vandervoort wins the ball in the defensive zone and just clears it towards the far corner. And at the moment, it's a case of Belgium just dumping the ball deep into Spanish territory and then retreating and keeping solid at the back with their diamond shape. Martin on the left-hand side. It's faced up by Salek. Martin will be instructed by the guy behind the goal how far away he is from the goal. He shoots just on the left corner of the box there with the left foot. A big right palm from Bonnet diverts the ball behind for a corner ball, but a timeout called by Spain first, so we will go to that. And Pete, you can analyse what has been a very tormenting first 30 minutes of the match for Belgium. Certainly not the ideal start for them, but Spain, we were building this as a massive match beforehand, and they have certainly made sure it has fed up to its billing.
Yeah, they've started like a 100-metre sprinter, blasted out the blocks into this 3-goal advantage, and it's 3 goals in terms of the scoreline, but it could be more in terms of the domination that they've had. And well, Belgium, I'm entirely sure what tactic that they could change to get back into this game. One might be by placing a man right up top. There's no offsides in blind football, so you can actually just put a man right on the edge of the goalkeeping square if you like. It's a tactic that a team like Turkey, probably alongside Russia, the favourites for this title, the defending champions, they employ when the goalkeeper has the ball in his hands and he'll throw downfield. Of course, he has to bounce once in his own half, and then he'll try and pick out that player who's deep inside the D, the opposition D, on the edge of the goalkeeping square. They control the ball and nice and simply turn and spin, shoot and score. That's happened quite a few times. It's a very basic long ball tactic, but it's very, very effective. What you need, though, is you need that player up front who can actually listen out for the ball, follow its track, and then control and then shoot. What a lovely shot there. Here we are in the centre of Berlin, right in the centre. And you can see the ruins there, just behind the scoreboard of an old railway station, one of the biggest railway stations in Europe, actually. And we actually would be on the lines. We're high up in that white tent building on top of the stand, where the sun is streaming in at the moment. And it's lovely conditions here.
Got your shades on, Pete?
I have done. I've had to put my shades on. Yes, I had to give them a bit of a clean first. But it's a corner to Spain from the left. Here goes Martin, who's already got 4 goals in one game. Shoots, great save by the goalkeeper. A low right-footed shot, low to the keeper's right. They did ever so well. A cat-like reactions, claws it away from the D. Still in the final third for Spain. 9 versus 9. Vandervoort versus Martin, and Vandervoort just knocks it down and says, I'm getting rid of the ball. Let's just have a breather for a couple of seconds before the next wave of Spanish attack will come towards our goal. But what a great save by the substitute goalkeeper. Really good reactions, getting down very quickly to foul that round. I have to say that's probably the best save of the tournament so far. But here's another wave of Spanish attack. Down the right, good run by Gutierrez on that right. He's just stopped his Guerra, who goes back with Vandervoort to the halfway line. Vandervoort does well, tries a nice cheeky little back heel and let's run round the player and get the ball again. Good idea by Vandervoort, who is now running back to his own D. For me, I'd like to see him further forward. He possesses a really good shot, and there's no one really in this team at the moment for Belgium who's getting anywhere near the Spanish net. Here goes Bertijon, the one player who can dribble past players and really cause a bit of a problem for Spain, but he's playing still quite deep. He's pushed Spain back inside their own half. They just switched it from left over to right, where there's plenty of space for Munoz, who just gets the ball caught in his feet and accidentally knocks it out for a corner. We've seen what Munoz can do already in this game with a startling and long bursting run down the right, but he's just miscontrolled it slightly and it goes out for a corner. Again, these things happen in this wonderful sport of blind football. Here we can see that save again. Martin, who scored 4 goals in their 8-0 win against Georgia. The usual tactic is to run around the edge of the D, but here he goes, a right-footed shot through the crowded defence, and look at that, top-class save by the goalkeeper. Just got his fingertips to it, low to his right, and tipped it around the post Vandervoort goes over on the edge of the D meanwhile, and Spain bring it out of their own half. Here goes Munoz once again with one of those runs down the right. He's got Martin over to the left. He slides to keep the ball from going out of play. Lovely control there by the Spanish 11. Squares it lovely over to Martin again on his favourite left-hand side. We've seen the problems he can cause by drifting then inside across the D. Just loses possession, and Belgium look to bring it clear, and they can't. It hits the leg of Martin, goes down to his favourite left side, but that runs out for a goal restart.
Well, not long to go in this first half then, 5 minutes remaining, and just the 3 goals for Spain. You have to say, when the game started in the first 5 minutes or so, and they got those quick-fire goals, that you feared for Belgium that there would be more to come. However, things have slowed down somewhat for the Spaniards since. Guerra, wonderful mazy run from right to left side of the area, getting towards the byline now. He's got 2 sky blue shirts behind him. I think they put him off a little bit there as he heard them shouting voy, and I'm sure that the bellow of voy from Vandervoort is one hell of a noise as Bunya throws it out towards the left-hand side. Berton-Jean trying to get past Guerra. Guerra managing to turn 360, trying to get around Berton-Jean, who jockeys him well towards the halfway line on the far side. Berton-Jean actually ends up coming out on top. Darts down the left-hand side, crashes into the challenge of Gonzalez. Berton-Jean having to revert back to outside the attacking third, and he drags it towards the near side instead. Gonzalez with him all step of the way. Martin is back there as well. Now Munoz will pick it up, and eventually the 4th Spanish defender may get a handle on Berton-Jean here, who caused Spain a few problems there, and they'll have to be wary of that, will the Spanish, especially going into the second period. Clear foul from David Dorfu, who can plead his innocence all he likes, but he is well aware he had 2 hands there firmly on the waist of Jose Guerra. Something you may get at a salsa class, but not in blind football. I'm afraid that is not allowed, and easily the referee blowing his whistle there and giving that decision. So this free kick will be midway inside the offensive zone, right next to the kickboard, as a 3rd team foul for Belgium is read out on the tannoy system here in Berlin, as the sun breaks out beautifully behind the clouds, and sun kisses particularly the stand on the near side. So Guerra back to his feet. Free kick for Spain. The referee just tapping the ball so that Martin is aware of where it is. Also just behind him is Moise Gonzalez, who will roll the ball forward for Martin on that right-hand side. Martin can shoot left foot or right foot, and I suspect that when he gets the ball here, he will kid it from the right onto his left foot. So 3-man Belgian wall in front of him. One of them, Syed Salek, on the end of the wall. He's leaning forward as if he's going to charge towards Martin when he gets it. The posts, meanwhile, have been tapped behind the goal by the guide, Jose Caratala, which is signalling to Martin just where the framework of the goal is. Martin running now. Indeed, he does go on his left foot, but he goes too far towards the left, so checks in towards the centre again. Shot with the right foot is blocked by Dofu. It loops into the air, and then is cleared away by Berton-Jean with a lovely dribble from the centre towards the left-hand side. Munoz, wonderful game so far from him, coming across. Can't stop conceding the corner, however. It goes behind on the far side, and again a bit of respite for the Belgian defence, and they maybe have to chuck a couple of the big men forward for this, but for now it's a big man coming on for Spain. Adolfo Acosta will be replacing number 11, who is Javier Munoz. Munoz there just opting to jump over the advertising hoardings, and the referee's saying you're not allowed to do that, mate, and instead he guides him around towards the main gate, and you'll see him come onto the screen now. Trying to do a bit of parkour there, Munoz. He's already conquered blind football, why not move on to the next sport? Coming on now as well is Sergio Alomar, who is just 1 goal to his name so far in these championships. I sense more from the Spanish number 7. Before he'll get a chance, though, to get a touch of the ball, a timeout has been called by Belgium, who will take on fluids, and with just 3.5 minutes to go till the end of this first half. Pete, it's still the same scoreline of 3-0, and Belgium managing to, in the recent few moments, keep firm.
Yes, it was strange that Sergio Alomar didn't actually start the game. I thought he would have been starting against Belgium. Maybe they wanted to get in front and then bring these youngsters on, because they've got some really talented players, have the Spanish, but no, many people up in the press box were tipping Alomar to have a really good game, but It's not happened so far for the Spanish number 7, but maybe he'll come on and be a superstar in the second half. But, well, you never know. He might be off the bench and maybe score a hat-trick or so. You don't know what could happen in this second half. That's the glorious thing about blind football. It's very unpredictable. Well, there's been a few shocks in this tournament so far. There you can see the Belgian bench. And I wonder what the conversation is having down there, because all sorts of bother. They do need the 3 points to get through to the latter stages, or have a chance of getting through, because obviously then they'll come up against the might of Russia.
End of timeout.
So all the work to do for Belgium. They've had 3 team fouls as well. If you just joined the coverage, welcome to the IBSA Blind Football European Championships here in the wonderful city of Berlin. We're reaching the final stages of the group stage. This is Group B, and Spain 3-0 up against Belgium. Belgium with 3 team fouls, that's them 3 crosses below the score. Spain currently haven't got a team foul, that's how clean cut they've been in this first half. They will get reset at half time. If you do have more than the 5, then for every team foul from then on, you will be given a 8-metre penalty. Any questions you have on the football, then please send us via Twitter, hashtag the sound of football. Here's Vandervoort, just gets tackled as he was about to pull the trigger, gets to the halfway line, does Alomar, who's a really top prospect for this Spanish team. Vandervoort, though, using his size just to shield the ball, passes back to the goalkeeper. Now, that's a very risky tactic. You need to be very confident, and you need to be confident in what the goalkeeper's telling you, and to say that you're level with him and you can now pass the ball back. But it's only just stemmed the tide of Spanish attack for a few seconds. Coming down the left-hand side is Acosta, who's already got already got 1 goal to his name today. The other 2 coming from the captain Al Hadawi, who's taking a well-earned rest. Here goes Martin, though, who scores 4 against Georgia. Inside the D, can't get a shot off on goal. It's well defended by Belgium, and David Dotu, who's the captain, goes to ground, and it's going to be a free kick, or they've just paused the play. We'll just have to wait and see. First of all, obviously, blow the whistle, stop the game, and then attention can be given to the big number 4.
Of course, Pete, he is a very tall figure, and when he got hit in the face there, he sort of got stunned for a little bit, and then he dropped to the floor. I know he's tall, but I didn't think it'd take that long for him to get to the ground, and he's laid on the advertising, or he's upright now, I'm glad to say, and he just slaps his head a bit, and he's wondering why he didn't get a free kick there. But it's a thumbs up from those on the far side, saying that he is fit to continue, and I think it'll just be a case here of Belgium kicking the ball back to Spain, because Alomar did have possession, and with 2.5 minutes remaining, it indeed is the case. And I think Belgian players should feel a bit hard done by that.
Yeah, one of the aspects of the game is sportsmanship. It should be for every single sport, but for all the sports that I've covered in the many years involved in sports, I think blind football has to be the most sporting one, where players will stop and help each other up and apologise for accidental collisions and give the ball back, etc. And it's done on every single level of blind football. Here comes Acosta, mazy dribble, edge of the D, shot straight at the goalkeeper, who did well to hang on to that. It didn't bounce back out to Acosta, but again, a lovely dribble by the big number 6 by Spain. Lovely control, cricket style, by going down on 1 knee on the halfway line by Bertichop, and he still has it in the centre circle, but he's got 4 men to get past. He's got past a couple, tries a shot from distance, and that goes off the kickboard on the side and then behind for a goal kick. Shows you how wide that went wide, but also shows you the desperation of the Belgian side at the moment. Alomar inside the centre circle, stops, goes to the right, past the broken line, takes the player with him, now by the kickboard on the right. He's going to be crushed against that by Vandervoort. No, he's too quick for him, goes back to the broken line, still got the ball, and he's going to have to start a mazy dribble again, or is he going to leave it for Acosta, who nearly scored with one only a few seconds ago. Acosta straight downfield, past the broken line, shoots, another great save by the goalkeeper, not only stopping it from going into the net, but then palming it wide towards the kickboard, out of harm's way. And there's going to be a foul here on the far left for Belgium. It's possibly the first team foul for Spain, But here we go with another replay of that, or a replay of that fantastic save. Acosta again, they just can't get near him. Lovely shot, and again, very acrobatic save by the goalkeeper. Remember, this is the replacement keeper who's deputising fantastically after coming on, because the goalkeeper previously was injured, and I think possibly that injury was the reason that the second goal went in. It was the goalkeeper never moved at all, and it turns out he can't move to his left-hand side because of an injured shoulder. Anyway, with just over a minute to go, Belgium take their free kick. It goes down the right, comes off a Spanish leg, so if it does run out, it will be a corner, but stopped from going out of play by Bertichon. But he's the only player in the Spanish half, and this is going to be something that the Belgians will have to sort out in the second. They're going to have to get players forward, or else they're not going to be able to get on the score sheet and back into this game. The ball goes into the goalkeeping square, so he picks it up, throws it downfield, has to bounce once in his half. Another cricket-style one-leg stop by Bertichon, and he has it inside the final third, although just pushes it through Acosta's legs. Lovely little back drag there by Acosta, who's really stood out in his first half. Here he goes again, just to the left of centre, now drifting past a few players, over to the right, and Acosta, well, it's really been his half and Spain's half so far, just trapping the ball, and Vandervoort's kicking out, trying to get the ball. If it's stuck against that kickboard, the referee can halt play, but Acosta's very strong, so as strong as Vandervoort, and that's saying something. Here comes Alamar across the broken line from the right, stops, goes back the other way. Bertichon's with him, shoots from distance, and that's going nowhere near the nets. And the half-time whistle blows. 3-0 to Spain.
Good half for Spain then, particularly a good first 10 minutes from them. 3 goals in very quick succession. Closer to minute 0 than minute 10 those goals came. It shows how quickly out of the traps they were. But as the half went on, Belgium got a little bit stronger and were managed to stick together a little bit at the back. Unfortunately for them, though, they trailed by 3-0 at the break. Goals coming for Youssef El Hadaoui, a double dose of them for him, and also Adolfo Acosta scored as well. So a very good half for Spain. The Belgians have a bit of work to do in order to keep their chances of getting to the semi-finals alive, but Spain looking very good indeed in their quest to try and qualify for the semi-finals out of Group B. Of course, still 20 minutes to go in this one, but at the break, it's Belgium 0, Spain 3.
All good teams need Acosta. It's 3-0 here. Spain are leading, and Belgium have hit just 2 on target in that first half. And I think that on its own, Pete, tells the story. 15 efforts on target for Spain, 3 goals, El Hadaoui and Acosta doing the damage.
Yeah, and I think it will tell the story of the second half as well, because Belgium have got absolutely nothing up front. They're just sending one man forward, and he's been basically snuffed out by 2 or 3 defenders for Spain. They're just pushing him out wide, taking the ball off him, and then launching wave after wave of attack. But they started so brightly, and it's not just wave after wave of attack and then goalkeeper eventually letting one in. The 3 goals that have been scored are of the highest quality, and I would say they've connected with the ball on their strikes of goal probably better than any team that I've witnessed so far in these European Championships.
Okay, let's take a look at some of the highlights of the first half.
Yeah, Spain, after only a minute, taking the lead. A lovely shot from distance. El Hadaoui past the goalkeeper, who actually went off, and you can see him celebrating there, one thumb in the mouth. El Hadaoui, the captain of Spain, really leading from the front. A lovely shot again from distance with his right foot. You can see here he's nowhere near the D. He's all of around about 10 yards from goal, but caught it fantastically and beat the goalkeeper with pace and accuracy, full strength, and nowhere near that at all.
It didn't matter how far the goalkeeper dived there, he just couldn't get hold of it. We saw him nursing his shoulder with ice before the game. To be fair, he has been in that position quite a lot.
Yes, he went off with a left shoulder injury, and you can see here, doesn't make a dive to his left-hand side. A good goal there by Acosta, who's been really the star of the show for Spain so far. Very notable, he always wears that white headband. But what Acosta's got, he's got strength, he's got power, but he's also got pace, and he drifts from one side, be it the right or the left, it doesn't matter. He goes past all the players on an angled run and then shoots the other side of the goal, and the goalkeeper there just didn't didn't have an opportunity to dive, mainly because he did hurt his left shoulder. He goes off, the substitute goalkeeper comes on, who's been fantastic form at the end of this half especially, but he can't do anything about the second goal for Acosta, the third for Spain, and that goal really seals for Al Hadawi, and that goal, I think, to be honest, is taking this game out of the reach of Belgium already.
Well, out of the reach of the Belgian goalkeepers, out of the reach of Belgium in general, and despite being clattered as he pulls the trigger, that one nestles and sticks in the back of the net to make it Spain 3, Belgium nothing. Okay. It's not just been about the goals though, to be fair to Belgium. They've made some great saves in the game as well.
Yeah, it could have been an awful lot more. Like I said, the goalkeeper went off, the substitute keeper comes on, making some really good saves there. Fingertips that one away, and a similar save as well on the other side. And it just shows you that these top sides, they do have plenty in reserve. So Adrien Bonnat, who has come on with the Alice band in, the flowing blonde hair in the all-yellow kit. And that is a fantastic save down low to his right in any level of football. Getting down very, very quickly. Again, more wonderful stuff from Acosta. And it's not just being acrobatic and having great reactions for a goalkeeper. You're also controlling your defence as well. You are your defender's eyes in theory, and you're controlling where they're moving in that defensive third. So it's not just you have to be a reactionary goalkeeper, you have to have good handling skills, you have to have good communication skills as well. You're telling your defenders where the ball is coming from, what to do, where to clear it, where your forwards are. You're their eyes, so you have to do an awful lot more than just save the ball. And remember, this ball is very hard indeed, so you have to be very brave being a goalkeeper. You've got possibly a Kevin Vandervoort, the number 9 for Belgium, running at full pace towards you, and you know you can come out 2 metres, but he doesn't know where you are. He's going to let fly from point blank range and carry on his run. You need to be brave to be a goalkeeper.
Okay, in a few moments we'll take a look at the league table, not just yet though. We're going to talk a little bit more, lots of questions on the live streams and on the Facebook pages about this little thing that we have sat here in the studio. Peter Selby, our expert here, explain all about it.
Well, it's a size 4 football, so if you're used to 11-a-side football, you play with size 5. This is just slightly smaller, a size 4. It has ball bearings inside. These ball bearings are in a tin UFO-shaped disc, and they are stuck on the inside of the ball, and they make a rattling noise similar to a baby's rattle. Really, that's the closest sound that I always use to describe it. And basically, the players on the field, they follow the sound, so they know where the ball is. Nice and easy. The sound of silence is what we like in football. We want the crowd to be quiet, so the players know where the ball is. Obviously, they're being given instructions by the goalkeeper and also the coach behind the goal when attacking the net away to the right or left. But yeah, it's a very specialist football, but also it is slightly heavier than you think. You try and kick one of these and you have to be wary of that.
Some people say it sounds like there's a bell in the ball. Years ago, there used to be bells attached to the outside of the ball, which obviously then affected the actual roll of it as well. So there you go, a little bit of trivia for you. Right, we're going to take a look at the group standings now then. Let's see how these games might affect. So Spain would be picking up their 7th point of the competition. They would be the same as Russia with a victory here, and they're looking to try and get themselves further and further up that plus goal difference column as well. It can go down to goal difference, it then goes down to goals scored, so it really does need to be bags of goals against the teams you can.
Well, for the neutral, if Spain win this game, they go to 7 points, like you said, Alan. They will be joint top with Russia. Turkey 1 point behind. Only 2 can go through. Now, Russia have their final game against Belgium. They'll be overwhelming favourites for that. If they go on and win that game, then basically, if Spain get a point or more against Turkey, they will go through in second, and Turkey, the defending champions, will be out. Now, that's going to be one hell of a match between Spain and Turkey to decide who goes through. It's one game definitely not to miss.
Let's take a look at Group A.
Yeah, this is Group A, and England have been in flying form. 13 goals scored in 2 games, 2 wins out of 2, and they play Italy later on today. It's 7:30 local time here in Berlin. So England, if they can make it 3 out of 3, they'll be the favourites to go through, and of course they will play the second place team in Group B in the semi-finals. Germany, who suffered a defeat, they're 2 wins and a loss. You've got France there, 4 points from the 3 games, Italy and then Romania. So England against Italy. A strange team, Italy, at the moment. They're going through a bit of a stage of changing their team. They've got a number of youngsters coming through, the likes of Pogliobbo, who is he's a superstar already in my eyes. He's 15 years old. He scored all 4 of their goals in their victory against Romania. And I think England will need to keep watch of him, because he is a superstar of the future, but just turned 15. He's the guy for me to watch out for later on today in their game against England.
Right, okay, well, we've just been joined by Russell Warner. He wasn't expecting it, and we weren't expecting it. I saw you walk in with this. Can you explain a little bit to our viewers who may have never watched goalball or blind football or any sports that VI players can play in? What's this?
This is the eye shade. So you get various degrees of blindness, and the key thing is to amalgamate all levels of blind sport together, but to protect them when they're playing with this eye shade. So it's there for protection, and it's also there to help eliminate light.
Excellent stuff. I'm not going to make Pete put it on, as funny as I think that might look here. I'll go on then, Pete, you can put it on. I know you're desperate to play with it. So we've made this comfortable here. I can see that there's a sort of foam padding, so there's no disruption to the player in terms of comfort.
No, not at all. And what you have is you have proportions of here on the forehead to protect the forehead from elbows or heads. You have extended detail here on the cheekbone, because those 2 areas are quite sensitive in blind football and games like goalball as well, and showdown, tall ball. And then you have the nose piece here as well, which is to protect the nose and also helps people, prevents them from looking down. And then on the inside you have foam, which is stepped, so you have 2 levels. One where the middle area around the sockets is to again help eliminate light and to protect, give extra comfort. And then you have the base layer of foam here, which runs along there, and then you have the strap with the adjustable buckle there to get the tightness correct for when you're actually wearing it.
Excellent stuff. Thank you very much to Russell Warner from Goalfix Sports Limited. We're going to show you what's coming up next as well. And we are ready to go back, in fact, to the studio. So here's Jonathan Bell, and Peter Selby will be joining him in just a second.
Thank you very much for that, Alan. A very insightful bit of interviewing there about the blindfold that these players are wearing. Of course, the goalkeepers aren't. They are not visually impaired. They see exactly what's going on, and at the present moment, Belgian goalkeeper William Secchi had 3 goals flying past him in that first half. It's Adrien Bonnet in goal for them at the moment. Spain kicking from left to right, and Belgium kicking from right to left. Spain with the ball midway inside their own half on the left-hand side. Acosta coming inside of Berton-Champ. He now drifts actually all the way to the right-hand side, over halfway now. It's a slow progression from him. Dorfu comes out of defence to meet Acosta there, drags him down to the floor. El Hadaoui now has possession in the far left corner, working his way in a wide arc towards the edge of the broken line, slightly loses track of the ball for a moment, then picks it up again in a central position, and now comes out towards the right-hand side as Dorfu goes tumbling into a couple of his own defenders. El Hadaoui on the right, he knocks it back for Acosta. Acosta, central position, striding forward on big feet, just making the ball look absolutely tiny at the moment. Acosta then clatters into Dorfu, who clatters into his own teammate Berton-Champ. Berton-Champ then darts down the left-hand side. He then holds up the ball a little bit, faces the halfway line. Acosta in his back, only 1 man up inside the Spanish half at the moment for Belgium, which is Berton-Champ. But Ivan Lopez comes on to the scene instead, and he strides out with it now. Down the right-hand side, real powerful run from him. His opposite number, Dorfu, keen to win the ball back. Dorfu just jockeying Lopez at the moment, who aims the ball towards the left-hand side, and El Hadaoui. Bright start this from Spain, but they're yet to get a shot on goal in this second period. El Hadaoui back on the left-hand side, going on the outside of all the defenders, trying to create an angle towards goal. Low left-footed shot on the angle is saved by the goalkeepers, trying to get his defenders to react to the loose ball here. First one to react is Acosta down the right-hand side. Gets towards the byline, plays it across the face of goal. A tantalising one as well. Spain couldn't react, just like Belgium defenders couldn't either. El Hadawi on the left-hand side. In a central position, shoots! Oh, what a goal that would have been. Goes wide of Bonnet's left-hand post. And I'm glad to say Pete Selby's joined me. He's got the glasses on now instead of the blindfold.
Yeah, I put my shades back on. That blindfold's very comfortable. Back to the action, though. El Hadawi, he's over the broken line again. He just loses control. You can see the action in the top left-hand corner if you're watching the replay of that effort from El Hadawi, where what a strike on goal once again. Whistles past the post. Look at this full stretch of the goalkeeper. And back to the action, and El Hadawi just goes back towards Acosta inside his own half. So here goes Acosta down the right, over the halfway line. He's got Bertichon for company. Across comes another defender. He can't live with Acosta. No one can at the moment. Shoots from distance, and that's blocked by the Belgium defence. And Spain, well, had so little to do in defence. They've changed their goalkeeper, and we'll see whether he gets into a bit more action than their previous Pedro Gutierrez, who goes off the field after hardly touching the ball. Anyway, the ball's inside the midfield third on the right-hand touch line for Spain. Acosta again, he's absolutely everywhere. Just plays it down the right-hand side for Lopez. Lopez, who drifts inside on his own broken line, past Bertichon. Bertichon gives up his chase because Lopez, with his long stride, perfectly goes towards the broken line. Now goes inside, again, close control for the big man. Goes again down the right. He looks like he's being brought down there by Vandervoort. He's keeping with Lopez, down by the right corner. Spain winning by 3-0. Those 3 early goals in the first half. Here comes Acosta, though, with a meaty dribble up to the edge of the D. His left-footed shot goes wide, takes a deflection, and it will be a corner to Spain on the left.
I'd actually say, Pete, this has been a worse start to the second half by Belgium than it was in the first. The only thing that doesn't reflect that is the amount of goals they've conceded. There's been none in this second half yet, but I don't know how, because they look really ragged at the back. They're running into each other, communication is poor, and Spain have got them right round their little finger.
So corner to Spain on the left. Time has stopped. It does stop every time the ball goes out of play or an infringement has been caused, or an incident or a foul. So 20 minutes each way can be an awful lot longer. El Hadawi, lovely skills to get to a central position. Shot takes a deflection wide of the right-hand post. The goalkeeper again, good reactions. I don't know whether he had it covered completely though, but it goes out for another corner on the right, this time at the scoreboard end of the stadium. You can see the giant scoreboard behind here. Fabulous facilities here in Berlin for these IBSA Blind Football European Championships. Deflection there, taking it away from the goalkeeper. Now a corner to Spain from the right, and I think it's going to be a foul to Spain. It was Acosta who took the corner, moved in a couple of yards, and then was brought down. Now the referee, what they do is they come to halfway, they turn to the officials' tent and they say why it's been given, who against, and then they can say how many team fouls. You're allowed 5 in a half, and any more than those 5, it will be a 8-metre penalty kick. So just below the scores, you can see there's 5 circles, and Belgium now have a crossover 1, so they've got 4 left, and any more from there, it will be a 8-metre penalty kick. So free kick from the far right-hand side, almost a corner really, 2 men in the wall. Also Lopez is in the wall. Goalkeeper can't come out of that square. Now the coach here, you can see, he's just tapping the posts, again, just to give an indication to the players exactly what or where the goal is, and he will then shout instructions. So they are vitally important members, and when the goal's scored, the coaches do run on actually and celebrate with the players. Acosta, left-footed shot low to the right-hand side, and the goalkeeper saved it with his knees actually diving. A good save, and very impressed by the substitute goalkeeper for Belgium. He's done very well indeed. Here comes Lopez, edge of the D, can't get a shot off on goal, and Belgium again struggle to clear. El Hadawi has dreams of a hat-trick, tries to stop, and Vandervoort just pushes him out of the way. Much the bigger individual, does well actually, the big number 9, and I'd like to see him play further forward for Belgium. Make sure you're with us at 7:30 local time here in Berlin for Italy against England. A really vital match in Group A. England flying at the moment in this competition. Make sure you tell your family and friends to stay tuned and Make sure you watch the live stream for that. Certainly, Roy Turnham, the England #9, in great form in the previous game, where they beat France by 7 goals to 0, and over 1 million people watching the live stream via various sources on the internet, whether it's through YouTube and the stream through the Paralympics, or through IBSA themselves, or Alamot Sport Limited, or Unilad. There's plenty out there who are broadcasting this IBSA Blind Football European Championships. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at Euro 2017 Berlin. And many people I know have been saying it's a great Twitter handle to follow, because all the scores come through as the goals goes in. So if you're away from your phone or from a TV for maybe half a day, maybe at work, you can then catch up with the scores. Here goes Bertesham in the final third, misses his kick, tries to chase it down once again, goes to ground. It's going to be a goal kick to Spain. And if you've got any questions on the sport, use the hashtag #TheSoundOfFootball, and we've got a social media team here, and they will be looking at those, and we can try and respond with any of those questions. We can give you the answers best of our knowledge. Anyway, we've been tested by a few people out there with a few crafty questions regarding the earliest person to be sent off in the who was the first and who was the last and the oldest. So if you want to send us a question that way, again, use that hashtag #TheSoundOfFootball, or maybe you just have a basic question regarding the sport of blind football. And again, through this commentary, myself and Jonathan will try and give you the answers as we go along. The ball, for example, size 4 football with ball bearings in a UFO-shaped disc on the side, on the inside, obviously, of the football. And that's what's the rattling noise that the players are following. Ball forward just goes straight out of play. So 6 minutes nearly gone in this second half, and it's still Spain leading by 3 goals to 0. It's going to be a corner, actually, so it must have come off a Belgian player here, Jonathan, and it's a very, very comfortable 3-0.
Yeah, wherever you're listening or watching from, do make sure you get in touch with our blind football guru, Pete Selby. The Turkish team just being shown on the screen momentarily there. Of course, they're reigning champions, and they are, at the moment, witnessing one of their rivals in this competition, Spain, group rivals as well. Team they are going to face next. Good tackle coming on the near side from Dortu. I don't think Belgium have got out their own half in this second period. They have now, though. Bertesham on the right-hand side, beginning to motor towards the kickboard. On the right, Gonzalez coming across. He got the last touch on the ball, so we'll have to get it away to stop it from being a corner. He fails to do so, and it is Belgium who will take the set piece on the right-hand side. And just jogging forward, ambling forward at the moment is Kevin Vandervoort, who will join Jean-Michel Bertesham in that corner. Both of them have got goals to their name in this competition already, but it's going to take something pretty spectacular for them to get their team back into this one. Vandervoort, right-hand side, just colliding into Bertesham momentarily. He manages to get a fortuitous bounce on the ball to be able to turn towards goal on the right, but then loses out to Acosta. Acosta, not deterred by the fact that he's got a big bloke behind him in Vandervoort, and he turns it towards the near side of Martin. Martin coming towards the halfway line, just plays a delicate angle ball low towards the far side. It's really troubling Salek, that, and Al-Adawi meets it first. He's quite a gangly figure. There's Al-Adawi. He's got good skill with his feet as well, and he angles the ball towards this near side, the right this time around. Martin. Can he score? Denied a couple of times at the end of the first period by superb saves from Bernard. Martin may go for goal again here. On the right foot, trips 8 metres out, still going on towards the penalty area. The referee letting the game continue. El-Adawi on the left side of the box trying to tackle Vandervoort. No mean feat that if he manages it. Came off Salek last. There will be a corner on the far side. And Belgium, I don't know what communication they're getting from the bench at the moment, but they just need to calm things down. It seems very hurried at the back, and they surely are on the verge of conceding a fourth. Corner on the far side. Antonio Martin going across. Acosta's just behind him as well. Acosta has got his toe end over the ball at the moment. Even his toe end is covering around half of it. It's then Martin to flick it in towards the back post. It came off Dorfu last, just on the outside of the goalkeeper's area, and it wriggles behind for another corner, this time on the near side. And Spain once again hammering the door down. And can they find key to unlock this Belgian defence, who are very much rattled in this second half. Referee rattling the ball under his foot at the moment for Acosta to locate it. Acosta picks it up and waits for Antonio Martin to come across to the near side to support him in the taking of this corner. Martin will be the one rolling it forward for Acosta to flick it into the box, or maybe dart towards goal as well. Everyone up for Spain at the moment, apart from the goalkeeper. El Hadawi's in the middle of the area, tantalising ball across the face of goal. El Hadawi could get on the end of it. He wins possession back now though, past Salek, midway inside the attacking zone, comes into a central position, checks back towards his left foot, then back on the right, wonderful footwork, right-footed shot straight down the heart of the goalkeeper, Adrian Bonau, who got down and saved it very well indeed before rolling it out towards the right-hand side. El Hadawi gets a left foot on the ball, but it's not sufficient enough to get the ball away from Jean-Michel Bertenschamp. He scampers down the right-hand side. It just seems like every time he gets past a Spanish player, another one appears out of absolutely nowhere, and this time Acosta wins possession midway inside his own defensive zone and just gently taps the ball over the halfway line. Dorfu just managing to get a big left foot on that to divert it to the near side, and El Hadawi, he wrestles on the near side on the halfway point of the half, and it's going to be nasty between those two. Dorfu's on the floor at the moment, not for the first time in this second period, but it's the first time I think it's someone that's not on his team that's knocked him down. Dorfu over the halfway line, just left of centre, tries an ambitious ball towards the far side, then trips up Acosta as he was breaking over the halfway point, and Dorfu there with another personal foul against his name, and it may be a second team foul of the half, but I think we're going to get a replay now of that save from the goalkeeper. Wonderful, mesmerising footwork once again from El Hadawi. The three Belgian defenders absolutely losing track of him every time the Spanish skipper has possession of the ball at his feet. But it is a free kick for Spain, just right of the centre circle, a few yards in from the right-hand kickboard.
Yeah, the second team foul for Belgium. And another free kick for Spain inside Belgian territory. And as Jonathan said, it's very rare that Belgium have actually been in the Spanish half in this half. And we've had 8 minutes and 12 seconds. Of course, the time stopping every time there is an interruption. Here goes Martin, who scored 4 for Spain against Georgia. And it's a collision on halfway. Fair, says Francois Coquelin, the French official. Bertenschamp over the broken line on the right by the kickboards. The kickboards are just angled away from the players, just so it's easier for them to use and collide into on occasion. Good mazy dribble here again by Martin, shoots left-footed, comes off El Hadawi's leg, and actually good control there by El Hadawi. He's searching for a hat-trick. Is he going to shoot from distance? He cuts back onto his right. Now he can switch back on his left, but he's been pushed back to halfway, so starts his dribble again, stops. That's part of his tactic. Lovely movement away, and a shot right-footed, whistles past the post, and the left-hand side post, that is. And El Hadawi will shoot from anywhere, possesses one of the best right foots in the game, the Spanish captain, the Spanish number 10, and one of the stars of the show, along with the likes of Acosta, who's just patrolling in midfield, and the real attacking threat that they have when you've got Martin, number 9, number 10, El Hadawi, and Acosta now, who just misses that, and that's going to run out of play because even the speed of Bertenschamp can't control that. And the substitute goalkeeper for Spain can just Barreca just throws it out down the right-hand side, and it's quite often it happens where the goalkeepers throw the ball and it goes out of play at either end, because obviously they're trying to pick a player furthest down, and it's a really important tactic in blind football. Bertenschamp tackled by the first person, and it's well, it's all one way at the moment, and Spain look like they're going to win this game quite convincingly, and then they go into their final game against Turkey, 1 point up on Turkey, and of course if they just better their position in the league, then they will then go through to the semi-finals. On the right with El Hadawi in the final third, past his first man. Vandervoort comes across. He can't stop him from going down the plate, but it goes out anyway, and it will be a goal kick and a substitution for Spain coming off El Hadawi. And I thought it might be Alamar coming on, but it's not actually. It's the number 3 for Spain. It's going to be Joseph Luis Guerra making an appearance. So the youngster Alamar, which I know Jonathan was looking forward to seeing so much in this game. It's going to be disappointing him that he's not actually on the field of play. And well, he might come on later on, but he's certainly one for the future. But at the present, Spain have got a fantastic 4 players on the field.
One of them now, Guerra, who's just come on as a substitute, trying to get the ball on the halfway line. Bertenschamp turning away from him on the right-hand side. 2 Spaniards to beat inside of him. One of them's Acosta coming across to meet him on the far side kickboard, and he manages to wriggle away from Bertenschamp. He gets tripped by the Belgian captain, or vice-captain, should I say, And it is a free kick for Spain, midway inside their own defensive zone and around 5 metres wide of centre towards the left. It's a third team foul from Belgium and a third personal foul of the game as well from Jean-Michel Bertenchon, who had to wash his discipline. And I'm sure those notes will be scribbled on that clipboard that the Belgian coach there on your screen, Frédéric Jacquemat, will be doing in this game. Free kick taken by Spain. Acosta dribbling over the halfway line, keeping the ball close to his feet, then just darts down the centre like no one's there, and then he pokes it in off the left-hand post of Adrien Bonnard's net. It is a fourth of the game for Spain, their first of the second period, and with 10 minutes remaining of this game, it is game, set, and
the goalkeeper. And we've seen in many forms of football, not the greatest connection ending up in the back of the net, and that certainly applies for Acosta's second and the fourth for Spain. And that really does kill the game off as a contest, really. But Spain, one interesting footnote is if they do win by 5 clear goals, then they will be level then on goal difference. I do think it will come down to points rather than goal difference if, obviously, something strange happens in the Russia-Belgium match, i.e. Belgium actually gets something from that game, because Russia will be heavy favourites, then goal difference might come down to it. So do check out the tables. We'll be showing you the tables at the end of this match. I'll go down and conduct a pitch-side interview with, I'll pick out one of the Spanish players, and myself and German commentator Maurizio will he'll act as a translator for me, because I struggle with English, let alone Spanish. And we'll ask him a few questions. One of the questions I'm going to ask, actually, because I like to give a bit of a preview, as Martin just comes over halfway. Here he goes again, down the left. Now he's straight through the team, and as he gets to the end of the D, he just gets pushed out by the defence. And one of them I'm going to say is that what will be your approach, knowing that a point might be good enough to get through to the semi-finals? Look at that for a shot from distance from Acosta. Wow, great save by the keeper. A real thunderbolt from Acosta, going for the hat-trick.
Never liked sounding like Alan Partridge, but talk about foot like a traction engine. That certainly was the case there. A mammoth strike towards the Belgian goal. Bonnard diving to the right-hand side. How our cameraman kept to it with that ball, I do not know, because that was one hell of a strike from Acosta on his hat-trick. Left-hand side, corner to be taken by Martin. He's got Acosta going across to that far side as well to support with the taking of this corner. And Martin will have the ball rolled into his direction. All 4 of the Spanish players in the attacking third of the pitch. Guerra with his back to goal, trying to control the ball across. It then comes to the right-hand side. Dortu coming into the path of Guerra. Goes towards the halfway line. And now coming forward is Guerra, just slowly keeping the ball close to his feet. Zigzagging from left to right. Goes back to the left-hand side again. Gets towards the left side of the penalty area. Salek goes across, gets the last touch on the ball, and yet again it's a corner for Spain on their left-hand side. And they are knocking on a door in Hungary for a 5th. And of course there may be a bit of extra pressure on them, Pete, with Russia earlier on, coming onto this exact surface and scoring 11 goals against Georgia.
Yes. Obviously the other teams will be fully aware of what's going on in this match, and if you do rack up a big scoreline, it'll put the frighteners on them. And I'm thinking if Spain possibly going through as runners-up in Group B could play then the winners of Group A, so it could be possibly, and I may be getting ahead of myself here, an England-Spain semi-final. Anyway, back to the action. It runs out for a goal kick to Belgium. Over on throw down the field. Needs to bounce once inside their own half, so that's why they don't give it a big one all the way down into the opposition half. Here goes Bertenchon, though, stopped again by Acosta, who is absolutely everywhere. He is the ultimate all-rounder. He is the box-to-box player. He's as good in defence as he is in attack. Free kick here for Belgium, though, inside the final third. So this is their best chance of the half so far to get on the score sheet. There's just less than 8 minutes remaining. Do bear in mind England are playing Italy later on today. 7:30, and that is local time here in Berlin, the kick-off. So if you're watching back in the UK, that will be 6:30. Again, at Euro 2017 Berlin, hashtag the sound of football. Make sure you get in contact and also tell people about this European Championships. 2 posts being tapped. Could be a shot from distance. Bertinchamp from that side hits the first player, which is Martin on the right. There goes Vandervoort, shoots, and that's going to roll harmlessly wide for another goal kick, this time to Spain. And the Spanish keeper just bounces inside his own half, down the left. Again, it's Martin who will control. Past the broken line, using the kickboard for support. Now drags it back in the D, drags it back again. Players are falling over themselves trying to get there. Hits the inside of the near post and runs out. It's going to be a corner. Fantastic play there by Martin. He fooled me in his drag backs. Kept on thinking he's going to pull the trigger, and then eventually takes a shot from an acute angle. And let's find out what happened here. It looked like it hit the near post. No, it didn't actually hit the thigh of the goalkeeper and then goes wide. Well, unlucky there, Martin. We'll put that down actually as a half-decent save, because he managed to get something on it and deflected it wide. Not too sure what he knew about it, but never mind. Acosta, lovely drag back once again. Chance to swing his left foot, and it's cleared, half cleared by Belgium. Acosta again tries to shoot. He's in dead centre, edge of the D, left-footed shot again, just makes connection this time with the Belgian player. And the referee weighs play on. That could be serious there for the Belgium defender, who gets to his feet. Martin shoots from distance. Good save by the keeper, but yeah, an accidental there collision with David Dortu, who bravely gets to his feet once again. Bertinchamp controls on his own broken line. Held off by Guerra, but the referee weighs play on because Bertinchamp has broken clear. Can't go past Acosta though. Acosta surely, in my eyes, is the man of the match. Guerra goes back over halfway, approaching the broken line himself. He's usually a defender, but why not power forward? You're 4-0 up and heading into a really important game in the final match of the group stage of Group B against Turkey. Long throw out by Belgium, downfield, again controlled by Bertinchamp, but Acosta comes across and, like taking candy from a baby, dismisses Bertinchamp and then gets brought down, and that's going to be another team foul for Belgium. That makes it 4 for Belgium, so they're edging closer to their maximum of 5.
They certainly are, and the last thing you want is to have 5 team fouls against you. The last thing you want as well is a collision like that in the penalty area. It makes for fantastic viewing, but I'm sure that these players get a lot of bruises at the end of matches. The referee just distributing the retrospective action there, and it will be a 4th team foul of the game for Belgium, who are living on a bit of a tightrope at the moment, not just in terms of their defending now, but also in terms of the team foul standings. A free kick for Spain, who are stood just inside the attacking zone, midway between the middle of the pitch and the right-hand kickboard as well. You have Gutierrez, sorry, should I say Gonzalez, stood just behind Martin. And Martin still sniffing around for his 5th goal of these championships, something he's been searching for since the end of the first match. He got off to the best possible start against Georgia, stalled a bit against Russia, as did all the strikers in that game. And he's now looking for something in this one. Gets to the right corner of the area, low shot from him, is on target, but matched by Bonya. Bowls it out towards the right, and again, Bertinchamp with that unique kneel onto the ground, and collects the ball that way, surges down the centre. Gonzalez shouted voy as he collided into Bertinchamp, which means it is no foul, and we're going to have a substitution now for Belgium coming off the pitch. What a torrid afternoon it has been for the Belgium captain, David Dortu. He has tried so hard and he has covered a lot of ground inside his own area, but he has just struggled to match the pace and the power that Spain muster. And Christoph Elde is coming on for him, and I'm happy again, Pete, because Sergio Alomar is making an appearance. He replaces Adolfo Acosta, who may be not as pleased. He was on a hat-trick, was the big man with the white sweatband around his head. There are 6 minutes to go in this one, and it may be unlikely for him to be able to achieve that hat-trick. I wonder if there's enough time for Sergio Alomar to achieve the same feat.
Yeah, I won't put any money on that. Belgium, though, 4 penalties to them. Spain have none. Remember, you're allowed a maximum of 5 anymore, and that 8-metre penalty kick will come in to play. Here comes Martin over the broken line, left-hand side, stops as he gets to the D. Shot right-footed off the inside of the post, bounces back out. A snapshot from the left corner of the D, and well, the keeper didn't have that covered. It hit the inside of the post and came back out. Fabulous effort by the Spanish number 9. And well, Spain are going for more here. coming downfield. It's Alomar, shoots from distance, and that runs harmlessly wide. But wow, what an effort from Martin. Caught everyone by surprise, really. A snapshot through the defenders. And like I said, straight off that right-hand post. Clearance by Belgium downfield, picked up by Alomar on halfway. Alomar just drifts inside. Nice control, but loses out to the other number 7, Bertichon. But no, Alomar gets it back, more central. Alomar just has to go back and pick the ball up, the youngster for Spain. Now he goes back to the broken line, tries a pot shot from distance, comes off Christoph Elde, and these two will be playing against each other for many years. Then goes the Belgian number 2, Elde, goes beyond his man into the D, and he's put behind for a corner. Well played there by the Belgium youngster. That's the best bit of attacking for Belgium in this half. And here's that snapshot by Martin. Beat the goalkeeper, all ends up, and rattles off the post. Could have easily come off Guerra there, although he was inside the goalkeeping square, which he can't be in, but hell of an effort from the Spanish number 9, who scored 4 goals actually in the Spanish big win against Georgia by 8-0. Then they drew 0-0 against Russia. That's all important for Spain. That means that with a victory here, it probably means that it will be just the 1 point needed against the might and defending champions Turkey. Anyway, back to the game, it's Guerra, over halfway, past the broken line, left side, stops, drags back with his right foot, just overruns the ball slightly, another drag back, shot from the edge of the D, hits Vandervoort in the chest, comes out to the right, and Alomar, only 4.5 minutes remaining, Alomar tries to pick this up, he's going to do that, but from the corner area, because it was just poked behind by Vandervoort. And do bear in mind that this is the substitute goalkeeper for Belgium. This is Adrien Bonnard. The other goalkeeper, Sechi, had to go off in the first half with an injury, and Bonnard is, well, he's performed really heroic since he's been on. He's made 2 of the best saves that I've seen in this competition, one especially a fingertip save in the first half. Flipped corner to the far left-hand side. Guerra can control, chance for a shot, blocked by the defence, comes back out for Guerra. Eventually Belgium through Adair's up to halfway. Across comes Alomar. Wins it back. This is Martin now in the centre circle. Shot from all of 15 to 16 yards out, and from any distance Alomar's having a pop from. Here's the youngster Alomar. Side-footed ball forward, very accurate, finds Guerra, who just couldn't read it, and it goes out for a goal kick. Yeah, just couldn't follow the sound of those ball bearings inside the ball. 4 minutes remaining. Spain are going to go into their final match against Turkey in Group B, needed only a draw against them to advance to the semi-finals. Good tackle there by Bertichon, but he stops and doesn't chase back. And he goes Martin. He's got Guerra with him. Central position, 10 metres from goal. Drag back, right-footed shot, spilled by the goalie. Second attempt, he picks it up. So we'll put that down as another good save. Bertichon now is advanced forward, but still Belgium not throwing men forward. Then Bertichon leading just a one-man attack. Lovely drag back. A shot from distance goes harmlessly wide. And with 3 minutes to go, it's still 4-0.
Looks as if Belgium aren't going to get on the score sheet today. Guerra, left-hand side, coming towards the broken line. Now in a central position, shoots. He's got 4 sky blue shirts in front of him. Hits the first of a Bertichon, who closes down the clearance right down the other end of the field now, left side of the area. And he gets a corner because it was Gonzalez checking back alongside Bertichon, and Gonzalez got the last touch of the ball. That corner will be taken very soon, but the Belgian coach wants a timeout first, so they go across towards the far side. And as Pete said, just over 3 minutes remaining in this match. The clouds beginning to surface above this stadium, and at the moment it's a cold breeze, not just sweeping through this near stand, but also through the Belgian team as well. A much better performance in terms of goals conceded in this period. However, all in all, they have offered very little in front of the Spanish goal. And one thing I do have to say is that even when you've got teams like Georgia who have crashed to massive defeats in these championships so far, 8-0 to Spain in their first game of these championships, they did still manage to create a little bit in front of goal. Belgium have offered absolutely nothing, and there were people, Pete, before this game tipping them to be dark horses.
Yes, that was me. They are called the Blind Devils, are Belgium. And yeah, I'd say they have been a shade disappointing in this game. Now, they did get thrashed in their first by Turkey, but I will put that down as being a really good Turkish performance. I still say that, and they beat Georgia, but Georgia are the weakest team in this group, but they won by 5-0. The thing that's disappointed me, I've seen Vandervoort play, I've seen Aders play, and unfortunately for them, they've not had Alexander Vespes, who's was sat in the same stand as we are for this game. He's one of their best players. They've got a really good young team. There is a substitute, and El Hadawi coming on for Spain, replacing the impressive Martin. El Hadawi on a hat-trick. Scored a couple of really good goals in the first half. But, yeah, they've been disappointing in this game. Vespes would have made an awful lot of difference, but I think they should have put Vandervoort further up front and really gone for it, because if they had any chance in this competition, they needed to obviously win this game. And yeah, slightly disappointing in this game, but overall they're in a very tough group. Turkey, Spain and Russia. Wow, possibly the top 3 in this tournament, all in the same group. Corner taken by Belgium. Still got time to maybe get a couple of goals. Vandervoort inside the D, runs out for another corner on the same side, from that left-hand side. And again, Vandervoort will go over to take this. They're in no hurry at all. Of course, the clock does stop. 20 minutes each way, so there's only just over 3 minutes remaining. Vandervoort wearing 9. Bertenschamp wearing 7. Corner taken. Just tapped by Vandervoort. Now it will be Bertenschamp. Just has to go down the byline. That's going to roll in the goalkeeping square. And the substitute goalie, Bereka, will fall down the right-hand side, picked up by Guerra inside the Belgium half. He goes back towards the halfway line. Now he starts his dribble towards goal. Gets to the broken line, gets past one. Chance for a shot from there. No, he just overruns the ball slightly, and he goes himself down the right-hand side. Pushes Aders against the kickboard. Now goes back to find Almar behind him. Almar picks it up inside Belgian territory again on the left. Tries to get beyond his fellow number 7, but very persistent is Bertenschamp. There goes number 7, Almar. Tries to switch play over to El Hadawi on the left. El Hadawi picks it up eventually under the consistent tackle of Said Selek. Maybe Selek could have been on the field earlier, really. He puts himself about the oldest player in this tournament. And he's still got the ambition and also the tenacity of one of the youngster players in their team and in this tournament. There goes Bertenschamp back over halfway, trips over Almar, who quickly gets to his feet, does well. The youngster from Spain goes beyond his fellow number 7, approaching the broken line, shot from distance, comes off Alders and goes over the kickboard. So it will be a restart for Spain, but a shot from distance by Almar. I don't think he's going to get on the score sheet today. If he does, he's going to need to get nearer the goal than that.
And it will be he stood behind El Hadawi, his captain, to take this free kick on the near side, midway between the broken line and the byline as well, right next to this kickboard. So it's a free kick. It's just a restart, of course, from the ball going over the advertising hoardings. Belgium have got everyone level or behind the ball. The posts are being tapped behind the net as well by the guide for Spain, who is Jose Caratala. So the kick is taken. El Hadawi, tight angle on the right-hand side, sweeps one towards goal. It's a tame one with the inside of the foot and blocked easily by the Belgian defence. Still continuing forward are Spain, though. Almar falls as Bertenschamp wins the ball and cannons it off the far side kickball, then charges down the right, slalom-like rung in towards the centre, slides in to try and strike it with the left foot, and that sort of sums up Belgium's day, unfortunately. Just not quite getting the finish touch to their very minimal attacks on goal. And now the ball is immediately down the other end of the field. It comes off Vandervoort last, just next to the byline, and out for a corner on this near side. Guerra will go across to take it. The referee's just got the ball under his foot and shaking it a bit so the rattle can sound next to the Spanish taker. Almar joins him as well. So once again, everybody back for Belgium. Spain just leaving Gonzalez lonesome inside their own half. And Almar will be tasked with trying to dribble this ball into the penalty area. Has it now. He backhills it nicely for Guerra, who just didn't quite read it, lack of communication from them. And Belgium getting away with one and throwing it down the other end of the field. Bertenschamp going towards the byline, stops next to the kickball before turning in field, goes for a shot at goal, very ambitious, blocked by Alomar right in front of him, and Alomar charges on to loose ball alongside Bertenschamp as they scramble towards the halfway line. Alomar turns and wins the battle out of the two number 7s. Alomar tries to skip in field, Isla comes across the number 2 and wins it very well indeed. El Hadawi now on the left hand side, coming in field from the kickboard, over halfway, coming towards the broken line now as well. Shoots right-footed. He completely lost his balance there as he swiped that towards goal. He got the smallest piece you can imagine, and it swerves behind for a Belgian ball. 30 seconds remaining of this game, and it's 4-0 to Spain. Bertenschamp, left-hand side, trying to turn inside of Alomar and El Hadawi here. Bertenschamp in the central position on the edge of the centre circle, and you have to say, apart from the times where Belgium get a corner, and they are very rare occurrences, Bertenschamp has not been joined by anyone else in a sky blue shirt whenever he's attacked forward. At the other end, Alomar pokes one wide. That should be the final effort of the game as Bonner throws it forward over the halfway line. Bertenschamp controls here, but the last man to touch the ball, a nice back heel from him as well before the referee's whistle sounds. Francois Courtois ending this game, 3 points for Spain and 4 goals as well, who move on to 7 points in the Group B standings. And a good old football quote goes from a certain Sir Alex Ferguson, squeaky bum time. Very apt indeed for this group, as Spain crank up the pressure a few notches more on Russia, the team on your screen right now, and also Turkey as well, who are here and witnessing this performance from the Spaniards. So a good performance from them. They'll very much be content with the performance. Maybe could have fancied a few more goals. One man in particular who will have done is Sergio Alomar, who we're going to hear from in a few moments' time with Pete Selby, who's just on the left of your screen at the moment with the bright green trainers. He's been hiding them from you while he's been on the screen with Alan March in the studio, I'll tell you now. Full-time score then here from Berlin. It has finished Spain 4, Belgium 0. 2 for El Hadawi, 2 for Acosta. That is enough to see the job done for Spain. And El Hadawi, in fact, the captain for Spain with those 2 goals inside the first 10 minutes, will soon be talking to Pete Selby at the end of this match. The standings in the group table after this one will be very interesting indeed. Spain go into their Group B finale with Turkey next up in a good position indeed. John Ball, the Turkey coach, is in this stand on the near side, and he had a smile on his face. Maybe he thought that Spain could have got a few more goals in this one and didn't, and therefore he has confidence going into that clash. As for Belgium, they've got Russia next. Things don't get easier for them. Russia should be going into the next round. But it's all about Spain in this game. Let's talk to their captain, Youssef El Hadawi.
Youssef El Hadawi, a wonderful performance today. 2 goals for yourself. Was getting off to a fast start part of your pre-match game plan?
Youssef, felicitaciones por este partido y tus 2 goles. Fue una idea del director técnico también de empezar rápido con un gol rápido en este partido contra la Bélgica.
Muchas gracias. Sabíamos que hoy era un partido importante para seguir luchando para meternos en semifinales y hemos tenido suerte, hemos metido un gol rápido. Hemos metido mucha intensidad al partido y muy contentos por la victoria.
Yeah, of course, we know it's an important game in our way to the semi-final, our fight for the semi-finals, and of course you every time try to score early, and this time we put a lot of effort in and we were lucky that we scored early then.
Now attention will quickly turn to your last game in Group B. What will your approach be, knowing that a point will probably be enough to qualify for the semi-finals?
Y el partido está terminado y después de este minuto creo que ya vas a pensando al último partido, que está muy importante. La constelación del tabelario os permite de empatar. ¿Es una idea por este juego o vas a jugar 100% para ganar?
Nosotros siempre jugamos al 100% por la victoria, porque si sales a empatar, lo más seguro que acabas perdiendo, y Turquía es un equipo fuerte y hay que salir a tope desde el principio.
we every time put in 100% for the victory. We're looking for the victory. We know Turkey is a very strong game, and if we are going for a draw and defending, the danger is very there, getting a goal and then we out.
Yusuf Al-Hadawi, Spanish captain and 2-goal hero today. Thank you very much and good luck for the rest of the tournament.
Muchas gracias y mucha suerte, Yusuf, por el próximo partido, el torneo en total.
Muchas gracias a ustedes y esperemos estar en semifinales.
Thanks, and of course we hope to go to semi-final.
Well, of course they hope to go to the semi-finals. Why wouldn't they? A 4-0 victory for Spain takes them to the top of the table by 1 goal. That is how tight this group's going to be. The reigning champions, as it stands, Turkey, are going out. There is 1 more game to go for Spain, Russia, Turkey and Belgium, and Russia take on Belgium to put the pressure on Turkey. That Turkey-Spain game, Jonathan Bell, now feels like an absolute belter.
It's a playoff final, simple as that. Winner takes all. If it is a draw, then it will of course go down to goal difference, and because Spain won by 4-0, they just get their nose in front of Russia in terms of that goal difference column, with Spain on +12 and Russia on +11. Spain would have possibly thought that Belgium were there for the taking. They could have got a few more goals. I'm sure we'll see from the chances in a few moments' time that Bonnet, the Belgian goalkeeper, did manage to keep the Belgians in the game.
Here are the highlights of the second half in this one then. So 3-0 at half-time. It was always a long challenge for Belgium, but actually not a lot changed. You ended up with 19 shots on target for Spain. They'd already had 15 in the first half, just 4 more in the second, and just 1 on target for Belgium in that second half, taking them up to 3 in total.
Does not surprise me at all, Alan. And one thing I said in commentary is that when you get someone like Georgia, who have been defeated by Spain earlier on in this tournament by 8-0, they've shipped loads of goals so far in Group B, they still managed to create a bit down the other end. Belgium must have broken out of their half on 1 or 2 occasions, and the only person who actually did cross the halfway line is Bertenchamp, who there just to try getting to his knee to receive that ball. Acosta intercepted, and what about that for a strike? How our cameraman managed to follow this ball just about on the slow-mo there, I have no idea, because the toe peg certainly came into play there, and at full force as well. Venomous strike, well saved by the goalkeeper.
Yeah, you have to say, Jonathan, that if you're going to be able to defend and halt teams from scoring in an entire second half, you want to have had more than one shot on target yourself, and that is unfortunately a little bit devastating. It's off the bottom of the post on this occasion and away, and that is how we will leave those highlights. Plenty more to come this evening. England will take on Italy in our final game of day number 5. We're well over halfway through this IBSA Blind Football European Championships. Join us again in just under an hour's time. It's Italy against England in a huge game. Both teams would love a win here. It might just help them secure places in the semi-finals. But for now, we'll be back later.